All right, hey, welcome back to the studio. Today I'm going to talk about how I transfer my drawings onto my panels to turn them into paintings. Now this is a huge thing for me that I took forever to try to develop and figure out. So much of my history was just going into the painting with the brush and often enough messing it up. Some design, plein air sketch, whatever I had looked great, and as I brought it into the main big canvas, something fell apart. So this is hopefully going to be a useful tool for you guys to use in transferring your drawings into your paintings. So we'll take you into some Photoshop tutorial first, and then maybe a little bit in the sketchbook too, to show you what that process looks like, how not to mess it up, and hopefully you find it informative. If you do, let me know. Okay, so here we are in one of my favorite programs,
Photoshop.
I love this program. I've been using it for a long time, so I have a bit of a usual understanding of it. Hopefully you kind of do too. If you're gonna jump into this, this is still very basic stuff. So you might be thinking, great, Ken, I don't have Photoshop, so what do I do now? There's a program called GIMP. It's free. I'll put a link down in the description. That program is very similar to Photoshop, and it'll get you on the right path. And I guess I should say, first of all, this is a cell phone picture I just shot really quick and transferred in here, so I have something to work from. All that matters is you get these basic shapes, and you want to open the layer window over here, these like two squares, and go down and hit the plus sign, type in grid, and get your paintbrush tool. I usually use just black, or you could use red, whatever color you want. I keep it at 100 opacity, and just pick a size that's going to help you see what's going on. I click one of the top corners, hold shift down, and then click the opposite corner. Bam, you get a line across. Go up here, click, shift, bam. Now this is the other trick here. You go to the center of this, click down and hold your right click button, or left click I should say. Hold shift and drag up. You get a perfectly straight line. Down and back. Go back to the middle. Hold the click down. Hold shift. Drag. Drag. And then you're going to go back and copy these other angled lines with a click, shift, click, click, shift, click. And again. And again. So that is the grid method. I can go ahead and change the opacity of that in the layer level, so I can get something that's less intense on the screen or more intense. Okay, so if we're going to talk about making the big mistake of, say, you have a drawing that is a square, and then you're going to try to move it into like a rectangular canvas, that's not going to work. And I'll show you why. If we hit Control T, I'll be able to modify this, and you'll see just how, see if that transfers in a locked method, that's really good. That's what you want to do with your drawings going to a larger scale. If you go something like that, see how the drawing is getting squished? That's why these ratios, the height to width, have to be able to work together and stay in relationship to each other, or you'll get this kind of distortion stuff that you don't want. So in order to keep that really consistent, really easy to figure out, I'll show you my secret weapon, and it would be math, but instead it's a website. So let's pull this up. I've got it saved right here, the very top thing of my art stuff page. I'm going to link this website on the video. Make sure you uncheck that round results to the nearest whole number, because that's not going to help you. Now let's say you have a 5-inch by 8-inch drawing. It'll tell you what the basic ratio it is, but this is where I like it the most. See the width one, height one. Say my final canvas, I want to make 15 inches. Okay, well I need to make it 9 and 0.3 inches to make it this consistency, which I would probably hunt around on this. This canvas would be possible. 14 inches by 8 3/4 inches is a canvas I could easily make and work well with. A 9 by 12 inch canvas. That means I need a 4 by 5.3 inch drawing. That's not going to work. 6 by 8 inch drawing will work for a 9 by 12. Maybe a 3 by 4 inch drawing. This is how, when you decide to pick a drawing out and you're going to make it into some panel, this website is a great tool to keep it transferable with the accurate math involved. You could do a lot of complicated math to kind of figure it yourself. I guess I shouldn't say it's complicated. It's complicated for my dumb art brain, but this will save you a lot of time, this website. Go check it out, and hopefully this will speed up your process.
But I'll show you how I do it the old school way too.
All right, here we are back in the old school sketchbook, working with the original drawing. Now, you might be tempted to just grid over the drawing, and I'll tell you, you could definitely do that. It works, but that's going to ruin the drawing. So sometimes, because I like to keep all these pages in my sketchbook intact, it's nice to have these drawings not get messed up by that. So this is a critical piece of gear you need. It is a piece of, vellum, one of those kind of transfer sheets from the old school projectors. Any kind of clear plastic will work as long as you can lay it over the drawing. It's got to fit over the drawing itself. Usually I tape it down. Sorry, you can see the glare from the light, but now you can mark all over this thing. You go corner to corner like we did in the other program there. It's just like a layer in Photoshop. Coolest part about this grid is being able to tighten it up and get more details where you need it. This is about as detailed as I usually make the grid, but on a larger piece I might pull in more information. A lot of it also depends on how much work you did on the drawing or the photo. If you're transferring a photo, this is helpful. More so in Photoshop probably. There you go. Alright, I'm sorry for the glare here. That's just a part of the filming. I can't really get rid of it. But I will show you how this grid system works. Instead of measuring the middles out using your ruler and doing math, which is my worst enemy, I just go corner to corner. I use a T-square because it's just extra helpful to have your lines be straight. Voila, there you go. This thing is ready to transfer. So this is where you follow the lines, basically color by number, if you will. We'll get this filled in as quick as possible, which we can time it. It's 10:57. Let's see how quick I can get this transferred in. All right, 11 o'clock. That took me only a few minutes to transfer the drawing that I think I did about 20 some minutes on this original drawing. So that is a very fast from grid to ready to paint system here. Now, a vital tool in this process, and I mean vital here. You can do it with graphite, you can do it with pen and ink, you can do it with oil paint even if you wanted to, but this tool right here will change everything for you. It changed everything for me. This Aquarellable by Stabilo pencil, I will link it in my video. This tool is revolutionary. All you need instead of an eraser is a little bit of water. I guess I'll put it up here. I just use a stiff, kind of old, crappy paintbrush and a little bit of paper towel. All those pesky grid lines, or say you messed up the drawing, no more erasers, no more gunk on your panel. You can simply use a little cool water, or fresh water, I shouldn't say cool. Maybe salt water works. I don't know, I haven't tried it. I actually had used my spit before out in the field, and that was kind of gross. Not only does it erase with water, but the turpentine and oil paint doesn't pick it up. So if you're going to do a wash first over the painting, no problem. The lines will stay the same. You can always rub back and find it, and you don't have to add any layers of acrylic matte medium or varnish or anything like that. You're just still working directly on your panel. You're just having this drawing hidden underneath. It is a huge improvement. So there we go. Despite being a little messy, it's not quite as busy with all those grid lines now, which I think is helpful. It doesn't take very long to clean up. And again, say you messed up something, you added something stupid to your drawing that you didn't want back or you didn't want in there, this just comes right off. And you can move it around. You know, say I did screw up the gridding and my drawing was off. This is just the fastest, easiest tool to get the drawing process transferred over. Highly, highly recommend it. This will change your world if you do like to draw before painting. Go get after it. And now this bad boy is ready for paint.
Okay, I hope I made that clear enough and that tutorial was insightful or helpful for improving your studio practice. So much of on-location painting is its own monster. These tools aren't really helpful for that. But man, getting into the studio in here and making those little paintings large, this is one of those tools that I use and hopefully you can use too. I had to develop myself. No one really taught me this in art school, so this is kind of my own established thing. If you guys have any ideas for improvement, you know, things that I maybe could be doing better, let me know. I'm always trying to gain new insights to how to make the painting process more fun. That's a big part of this. Even though the grid's kind of tedious and annoying to get set up, those few basic steps make the process going forward, it makes it so much more fun for me. Hopefully it makes it fun for you guys. If it does, let me know, and look forward to making some more videos for you guys. Hit the like and subscribe button, and thanks again for following what I do. See ya.